A 72-year-old patient once confided in me, "Doc, I've been doing it the same way for 50 years, but lately, something feels off." He was neither ill nor under the influence of new medications, yet what insidiously eroded his body? Self-exploration. It wasn't the action itself, but rather the manner in which he was executing it. Unbeknownst to him, it was silently damaging his heart, his prostate, and even his capacity to experience emotions. Greetings. I am Dr. Mohit Kara, a urologist with more than 6 decades of experience, dedicated to assisting men over the age of 60 in preserving their strength, circulation, and confidence, all without the burden of shame, reliance on pills, uncertainty. It has been suggested that certain practices are beneficial, yet beyond the age of 60, some personal routines may subtly turn detrimental, often without any forewarning. In this video, I will uncover 7 common pitfalls that older men encounter during masturbation, along with solutions to address them before they impact your vitality, performance, or overall well-being. And error number 6 is the one nearly every man misjudges. Shall we begin our journey? Before we embark on this journey, if you haven't yet subscribed, now is the perfect moment to click that button and activate the bell, ensuring you stay updated with future insights crafted for men over 60. If this video resonates with you, please leave a 1 in the comments. If it fails to do so, enter 0. Your insights enable me to craft more engaging content tailored to your needs. Let us delve deeper into the initial misstep, a phenomenon that has grown increasingly prevalent in recent times, subtly altering the way your mind and body react to the experience of pleasure. Throughout the years, numerous men, typically in their late 60s or early 70s, have taken a seat across from me, each bearing a similar, unspoken worry. My body feels as though it's slipping into a state of numbness, and the reason eludes me. Frequently, I pose to them a straightforward inquiry. How frequently do you find yourself depending on pornography? And nearly every time, their gaze falls, not out of shame, but rather from a lack of awareness that it could be causing harm. As one reaches the age of 60, the brain's dopamine system, which governs pleasure and motivation, tends to lose some of its sharpness and flexibility compared to earlier years. Observing a continuous stream of rapid, intense adult material inundates your mind with a level of stimulation far beyond its natural capacity. As you engage in that routine day after day, week after week, your mind begins to adapt in the most detrimental manner imaginable. It starts to dull its own senses. The essence of what you once cherished, the genuine organic flame of closeness, begins to diminish. The sensation of touch has changed. Your body no longer reacts with the same swiftness. Even in the presence of physical health, the capacity to forge profound connections and experience genuine emotions gradually fades into the background. What adds to the tragedy is that numerous older men hold themselves accountable. They believe that age has simply taken its toll on them. Yet, in reality, it isn't about age. It's an overwhelming surge of sensations. If you fail to reset your brain's response system, this type of numbness may persist for years, perhaps even decades. If you've observed a decline in sensitivity, connection, or satisfaction, it's important not to overlook it. The initial error could very well be the concealed cause of everything that follows. What's even more astonishing is that the subsequent error is not related to what you view, but rather to the setting in which you engage with it, and how that environment quietly undermines your body in ways that most men fail to anticipate. Error 2. Engaging in self-pleasure while perched upon the porcelain throne. At first glance, this may appear innocuous, perhaps even practical. Throughout the years, I have engaged in conversations with numerous older men who, in hushed tones, confess that the bathroom has transformed into their sanctuary. More than mere cleanliness, it serves as a means of liberation. It is a sanctuary of solitude, a place where interruptions cease, the door secures its secrets, and the rhythm of routine envelops one in a comforting embrace. However, what many fail to understand is that engaging in masturbation while seated, particularly on the toilet, can cause more damage than one might assume. With the passage of time, the importance of safeguarding circulation emerges as a paramount concern for men. The circulation of blood serves as the cornerstone for vibrant sexual health, the well-being of the prostate, and your capacity to rejuvenate post-climax. However, remaining seated for long durations, particularly in that hunched, constricted posture that many men adopt while on the toilet, limits blood circulation to the pelvic area. It exerts pressure on the prostate, constricts the pelvic floor, and quietly inflicts harm on the nerves that have become increasingly delicate with age. The pattern has revealed itself to me with striking clarity. Men in their late 60s and 70s may experience swelling, post-urination dribbling, difficulty fully emptying the bladder, or aching around the groin, yet they often fail to link these symptoms to this private habit. As a urologist who has meticulously examined the scans, listened to countless narratives, and tracked the subsequent outcomes, I can assure you that this seemingly benign position can trigger a gradual chain reaction, ultimately diminishing the quality of both intimacy and urination as time progresses. The answer is not intricate. It is merely a question of consciousness. If this resonates with you, it may be time to transform your surroundings. Rise, lean back. Allow your pelvic area the freedom to expand and flow. Believe me, your prostate is silently pleading for you to cease the pressure. Prepare yourself, for if you found the previous error astonishing, the next revelation will surely leave you speechless. It is an action that many older men engage in, often without any awareness of it, and it is subtly reshaping their very being, dulling their capacity to savor joy with each attempt at enjoyment. Error 3. Rushing the experience. One of the most prevalent tendencies I observe in older men, particularly those who have endured years of stress, routine, or have simply adapted to a life of speed and silence, is the hurried approach to the experience of self-pleasure. They approach it as if it were merely a task to be finished, a fleeting instance to be endured, rather than an experience to be savored in its entirety. Yet, there lies the dilemma. Beyond the age of 60, the body struggles to perform under pressure, both physically and emotionally. Patients have expressed to me, Doc, that they simply wish to see it through. I cannot afford to dawdle. However, in moments of haste, you propel your nervous system into a realm of tension. Your pulse quickens with alarming speed. Blood vessels tighten. The full potential of relaxation and hormonal benefits, release, oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, remains untapped. Your body may reach its peak, yet it does not receive the genuine reward it seeks. Rather than experiencing a sense of fulfillment, you find yourself engulfed in a deeper void. Rather than feeling invigorated, you find yourself feeling depleted. Moreover, this hurried approach instructs your body that enjoyment is fleeting, superficial, and lacking in connection. As time passes, one finds that sensitivity gradually diminishes. Arousal cannot be contained. Maintaining interest in a partner proves to be a challenge for you, and throughout it all, you believe it's merely the passage of time. However, it is not. It is the practice of immediacy, a practice that subtly deprives you of something far more potent than mere moments of solace. Take your time. Embrace the significance of every moment. Your body retains the ability for profound sensation, provided you allow it the freedom to experience. Inhale deeply. Halt. The concept of a finish line has vanished. Merely existence. In the realm of presence, it is astonishing how many men overlook a crucial aspect of their physicality. One of the most vital muscle groups within the male form remains neglected, an unseen mechanism that governs everything from the vigor of erections to the regulation of bladder function. That is on the horizon. Once you grasp this concept, the entirety of your sexual health may transform. Mistake 4. Overlooking the pelvic floor. A concept that remains unfamiliar to many men. Nevertheless, the pelvic floor stands as one of the most essential components of your body, particularly beyond the age of 60. It serves as the bedrock for your bladder, your prostate, and your sexual organs, the concealed mechanism that drives everything from arousal to climax to bladder regulation. When this particular group of muscles is left weak or overlooked, a cascade of issues begins to unfold. Softly yet deeply. A man in his late 60s, a former athlete and a proud father, approached me with concerns about a decline in his sexual performance. "Doc," he said, "I am nourishing myself thoughtfully. I engage in physical activity. Yet there's an undeniable sense that something has shifted, that the harmony once present has faltered. Unbeknownst to him, the pelvic floor that had once thrived with strength and vitality in his youth had now slipped into a state of dormancy. Years spent in stillness, burdened by the weight of stress nestled in the lower abdomen, had rendered him estranged from that part of his being and grappling. Engaging in masturbation without activating your pelvic floor, or even more concerning, exerting pressure by bearing down, can lead to undue strain on your prostate and compromise the strength of the muscles meant to support it. As time progresses, this results in leakage, dribbling, diminished erection quality, and a decline in sensation during climax. It's a gradual unfolding, not an overwhelming surge. It slips in silently, with the passage of each year. However, there is a silver lining. Those muscles can be reactivated. Softly engaging the muscles you would employ to halt the flow of urine during moments of arousal enhances both awareness and strength. Over time, this modest practice has the power to rejuvenate not just physical abilities, but also self-assurance. In discussing confidence, it's important to note that an excess or deficiency of activity in this area of your life can disrupt your entire equilibrium. It may come as a revelation that the frequency with which you engage in self-exploration holds a significance far greater than what you have previously been led to believe. Let us delve into the reasons next. Error 5. Frequency that is either excessively high or unduly low. This is a topic that often leaves older men reluctant to engage in conversation. There are those who fret that they may be indulging too frequently. Some silently ponder whether they have lingered too long in absence. Amidst the swirling emotions of shame, confusion, and the echoes of outdated counsel, many men over 60 find themselves traversing a solitary and uncertain journey. In my experience, I have observed the following. Both ends of the spectrum can inflict damage. When a man engages in masturbation with excessive frequency, driven by habit, boredom, or unaddressed emotions, his body frequently struggles to keep pace. Energy levels diminish. The tissue of the prostate experiences irritation. As time passes, he might observe that the recovery process stretches out, or that his desire for genuine intimacy begins to wane. It shifts from longing to a matter of habit. This numbs the nervous system and saps one's vitality. Conversely, there are those men who cease entirely. Perhaps it stems from medication, health issues, religious guilt, or simply the conviction that they have aged beyond the point of possibility. Yet, what remains unrecognized is that the body, akin to any intricate system, requires consistent circulation. The experience of sexual arousal, even in the absence of climax, plays a vital role in promoting blood circulation to the genitals, nourishing nerve endings, and sustaining erectile strength. When that absence lingers, atrophy inevitably takes hold. The longing diminishes. Suddenly, the door to connection, both physical and emotional, starts to shut without any forewarning. Perfection in numbers is an elusive concept. However, for the majority of men beyond the age of 60, engaging in such activities 1 to 2 times a week, approached with mindfulness and attention, tends to be the ideal balance. It enables the body to sustain circulation, rejuvenate hormonal balance, and preserve vitality without succumbing to fatigue. Keep in mind, this transcends mere regulations. It revolves around the art of listening. In the twilight of life, your body whispers softly. Understanding how to listen is essential. However, even when the timing is perfect, a single misstep can still unravel all the advancements made. It is an action that many men engage in instinctively, often unaware of the harm it inflicts on their nerves and the profound alteration it brings to the very form of their masculinity. Allow me to reveal what comes next. Error 6. Applying excessive pressure or force. This is among the most frequently ignored errors I observe in older men, and it proves to be one of the most detrimental. It's impossible to tally the number of patients who have expressed this sentiment. They've sat before me, wearied and perplexed, expressing sentiments such as, "Doc, I don't feel as deeply as I once did," or "It requires more effort than ever before." Behind those words lies a silent habit, one they seldom reflect upon. The tendency to apply excessive pressure when they engage in self-touch, I understand. As one ages and sensitivity wanes, the instinctive reaction often involves gripping tighter, pressing harder, or attempting to revive that once felt sensation through sheer intensity. Yet, the reality is that your body has a message it longs to convey. Power does not bring back sensation. It obliterates it. The nerves within your penis are particularly sensitive, especially as you enter your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Years of relentless friction, intense pressure, or dependence on objects or surfaces exerting excessive force can result in genuine, tangible harm. Minute ruptures within the fabric, degradation of flexibility, even scarring lurking beneath the surface can lead to curvature, diminished blood flow, and discomfort during arousal. It transcends mere discomfort. It has the potential to alter your anatomy forever. This form of trauma operates like a stealthy thief in the night. It doesn't appear in an instant. It unfolds gradually. By the moment you become aware of the change, the harm has frequently already begun to take its toll. Yet, there exists an additional dimension to this. When a man believes he must struggle for enjoyment, he detaches from the essence of delight. It transforms into a battle, rather than a source of solace. The mere presence of that mental pattern has the power to transform the body's capacity to unwind and embrace. Embrace a softer touch. Your body is worthy of it. Your future self will express gratitude. In the realm of disconnection, there lies a final error that transcends mere technique, delving deeper than the physical form itself. It embodies a sense of spirituality, evokes deep emotions, and resonates with the experiences of many older men. It could very well be the most destructive of them all. Let us engage in a discussion about it. Error 7. Engaging in the act devoid of feeling, bond, or purpose. This is the most elusive error of all, and frequently, the most poignant. It transcends the actions you take, the frequency of those actions, or the locations in which they occur. The essence lies in the emotions that arise during the act. As the years pass, numerous older men come to perceive self-pleasure as a mechanical act, a routine devoid of substance, an experience drained of significance. It transforms into a serene refuge from solitude, or a monotonous routine, performed absent-mindedly, devoid of feeling and purpose. Countless conversations with men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond reveal a shared sentiment. It no longer carries the same essence it once did. Or perhaps I question the very reason I continue to try. Yet, the reality remains that while their bodies may continue to operate, their hearts are no longer engaged. There exists a void, an absence, a chilling lack of warmth. The emotional distance exacts a toll, impacting not only the mind, but the body as well. When detached from emotion, masturbation conditions the nervous system to anticipate pleasure devoid of intention. While you may still reach climax, the release of healing hormones from your brain and body may not occur in the same way. The absence of oxytocin leaves a void in mood enhancement, while the lack of dopamine stifles the spark of motivation. Instead, one is confronted with a feeling of emptiness, a mere echo of what the experience once embodied. Moreover, it profoundly emphasizes that pleasure is an act undertaken for the sake of enjoyment itself, in quietude, devoid of happiness. Yet, it need not remain that way. Even solitary touch can embody a sense of sacredness, mindfulness, and affirmation. It presents an opportunity to embrace your aging body, not with shame but with a sense of gratitude. Your body remains your own. It continues to resonate. It remains significant. Having delved into each of the 7 mistakes, it's time to synthesize our insights. The true metamorphosis unfolds when one grasps the art of reconstruction, learning to reforge connections with strength, confidence, and vitality, regardless of age. Let us delve into the possibilities that lie ahead. Your body continues to communicate, even as you overlook the broader perspective. If you've reached this point, I wish to address you not merely as a physician, but as an individual who profoundly honors the path you are traversing. Throughout the years, I have observed countless admirable men grappling with their challenges in quietude. Age is the scapegoat they choose. Time is the scapegoat they choose. There are those who cast the weight of blame upon their own shoulders. Yet, The reality remains that we were never guided on how to nurture our bodies as they mature, particularly regarding intimacy, enjoyment, and relationships. You have just been informed of the 7 prevalent errors that older men often commit regarding the act of masturbation, and none of them arise from a place of indolence or lack of knowledge. They arise from routine, from years of adhering to what once proved effective, oblivious to the fact that the body, much like existence itself, evolves. Circulation that moves at a gentler pace, a prostate that feels with heightened sensitivity, a nervous system that can no longer endure harshness or disregard, a heart that yearns not merely for sensation, but for deeper significance. Allow me to clarify. Engaging in self-exploration is a natural and unembarrassed act. There is no dishonor in pursuing solace, ease, or even delight through the vessel of your own being. The peril arises when we cease to be vigilant, when we hurry, when we detach, when we take for granted that what was effective in the past will invariably remain so. Every one of those missteps, whether it's the frequent indulgence in adult content, the awkward postures adopted during self-pleasure, the haste in the act, the disregard for the pelvic floor, the imbalance in frequency, the application of unwanted pressure, or the mechanical execution devoid of feeling, shares a singular thread that binds them together: separation. And that is the true danger. It is neither age nor desire that plays a role, but rather the gradual wearing away of your bond with your own body, your own pleasure, and your own vitality. Yet, there is a silver lining. The opportunity still lingers. It is never the case. Your body continues to communicate with you. Though the silence may linger, and the responses may stretch into the distance, and the essence may seem altered, it remains very much alive. It seeks your attention, your care, your respect. Much like a vintage automobile, it requires a distinct approach as it matures. Yet, that does not diminish its worth. Indeed, it imbues the experience with a deeper sense of reverence. What are your current pursuits? Begin with the basics. Exercise kindness. Embrace a greater sense of awareness. Rediscover the contours of your being. Embrace purpose over routine. Embrace curiosity instead of shame. Cease the relentless pursuit of performance and begin to embrace the richness of sensation. Embrace the act of breathing. Allow yourself to pause and truly feel. Above all, hold on to the belief that connection remains attainable, both within yourself and with those around you. Men in their 60s, 70s, and even early 80s have transformed their health, intimacy, and energy by shifting their perspective on aging from an endpoint to a transition. You are worthy of that change. It is your right to experience emotions once more. One should embrace a life filled with awareness, strength, and dignity, even in the most intimate spaces of existence. Ultimately, this transcends mere error avoidance. It revolves around rediscovering the subtle strength that resides within you. Rest assured, it remains ever present. Embrace the knowledge you've gained, apply it with care, and hold on to the belief that your finest years lie ahead. Your choices will shape the way you embark on this next chapter of your life. With thoughtfulness, with insight, and with honor. If this resonated with you, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with another man who might benefit from it.